Welcome to Dead Hands Garage. I'm going to do a little story time since this is my first video. So I'm going to tell you the story of a flatbed that I have, and it's been on 3 trucks. So let's get into it. So I went down, obviously, like everything that you find worthwhile. It all started on Facebook Marketplace. So I found this flatbed in Oklahoma. I think I paid, I don't know, I think around $700. So went down, got it. It was pretty awesome. So obviously, I'm pretty restless. So once I have something, I gotta do it. So I stayed up all night, basically working on it. I was able to get the rear end of the flatbed held up by an engine hoist, and then those pipes going across. That's actually a 16-foot oil-filled pipe that I got also on Facebook, and it's being held up with also more oil-filled pipe. So I think it's 2 3/8 that I have. So obviously, safety is key here. 100% safe all the time. Well, so I was going down the flatbed, and then all of a sudden, so I'm actually pushing it up with a some shorter oil-filled pipe between the frame and the drive shaft. Well, as I'm using the jack, I'm trying to get it to lower, basically, straight onto the frame. Well, obviously, it wanted to come down a whole lot faster than I wanted to, but luckily, I made it alive. Alright, it's 2:15 in the morning. Got the flatbed on. Next morning, went to Baumgart's and got some tractor paint, and then I spent the day moving all the stuff off my Ford and then onto the Cummins. And here's just me doing some work around the house. So this will be one of the last pictures I take of my 3500 with all the stuff on it, because I bought something and then now it's time I gotta move everything all over again. Alright, so I got the flatbed emptied, got my other vehicle there, and then BAM! Got it swapped over. So what I did was I used a engine mount to hold up the rear, and then I put on the oil pop off the Ford flatbed onto the semi rail, and then basically I just pushed it over. So I did have a video at one point in time, but it's long gone, so I don't know where it went. So now I have the flatbed off the semi, which you'll see for another reason at some point in time. I am cutting, so this is a long bed, obviously, and my Ford is a short bed. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting basically the last 2 feet off, and then that way I can actually retrofit this and put this on my Ford. Alright, so now I got the back of the flatbed cut, which was very fun. I basically had to prop up the rear of the flatbed that's on the trailer with a car jack, so I can get under there and just cut it straight. I think I cut the whole thing with the cutoff wheel. I can't remember. It's been too long now. Now it's the next morning, and I have the flatbed lifted up with the engine hoist, ready to put it on the Ford, but I had to use a parking lot bump stop as counterweight on one of the legs to keep it from wanting to tip on the headache rack side. And then the more I pulled the engine hoist to the east, because my driveway is at a slope, they also want to go south at the same time. So that was very fun to deal with and to keep it from not falling forward. And then I used to come along to also pull down the side. So this is definitely one of the most sketchiest and time-consuming things that I had to do so far. After I got everything in position, I took off the rear driver's side wheel, so that way I can actually fit the engine hoist legs completely underneath the truck and set the flatbed down exactly where it needed to be. Still working into the night, I got the flatbed welded to the cross members that I had bolted to the frame. I cut a V-taper on the back of it because I like that style. And eventually tonight I'm going to move that flatbed onto the trailer with the engine hoist after I try to get everything cleaned up. Also, if you're wondering why I'm wearing a one-piece, this is actually taken December of 2025, so it's pretty chill out, so obviously I can't let the weather affect me. I got the lights working on the back of the bed. I then welded a centerpiece to close it in. Added some watermelon lights to add some nice touch. Added some mud flaps and finished all the electrical wiring for all the lights. And here's a picture of what it looks like at night. Hopefully you enjoyed this storytime video. Thanks for listening to me yap. Peace.